So I want to tell you a story about something that happened the other day where I ended up giving some unconventional wisdom, something that I think really most CLE speakers would disagree with me. So a law student got in contact with me just before the holidays who wanted to meet up and talk about her future career and some thoughts that she was having. This is a very unconventional law student. She's from Europe, very fashionable. She chose the location for us to have lunch, and it was a beautiful, wonderful French restaurant in downtown Atlanta. I'd never been before. I showed up before she did, and the person at the front said, "Oh, you're here to meet name of the student. She's spoken about you before." So I knew she was a regular there. We sat down, and then she came in. She looked like something out of a spy novel. She looked, just phenomenally fashionable. We sat down and we were having a pleasant lunch. And here was the question she had for me. She has an interest in becoming a trial lawyer, not only in Atlanta, but all over the state. And she was worried about whether she would have to change things, maybe her accent, maybe the way she dresses, maybe her manner. And let me tell you a little bit more about her manner. She literally lit up the room. She interacted with the wait staff. I mean, it was like having lunch with a star. And she was worried because I think she'd been told that there's a particular way you have to be. You don't want to try to be quote unquote too fancy when you come to court. And she asked me if it would even be possible for her. And get ready for the advice I gave her. I said, not only is it possible, but I said, you shouldn't change a thing. Because I think that being authentic to who you are is more important than fitting some arbitrary precast mold about how you should be. And if you're fashionable, if you have a particular style, I think jurors connect with authenticity. I think it's probably a misconception that jurors want you to be just good old plain folks. I think jurors expect a little bit of star power. They expect a little bit of personality for the people that come to court. And so what I told her was, don't change a thing. And here's what I mean. If when you become a lawyer, if you go to trial advocacy clinics, you're going to be told that you need to not be too fancy. You shouldn't wear a monogrammed shirt collar. You shouldn't have monograms on your shirt. You shouldn't wear cufflinks. You shouldn't be seen in a nice car in the courthouse parking lot. And I say that if those are the things that are who you are, then you should be true to that and you should be authentic. And so I told her, I think you're going to be a star. I think we do rural communities a grave injustice to think that they can't handle who we are. There are sophisticated people. There are good, wise, honorable people everywhere who will detect authenticity and will reward authenticity. And so I think a lot of our trial advocacy clinics have turned out cookie cutter lawyers who wear drab suits, and they just hear the same thing. And I think it's boring for jurors. I think too, you can take the quest for being plain folks to a point where it's almost patronizing. So my advice was, be who you are, be authentically your best self as a trial lawyer. So they tell you in CLEs, drive a pickup truck, be seen in a pickup truck if you're going to be in a rural community in Georgia. Well, don't do it if you don't like pickup trucks. But by the same token, if you're a pickup truck guy, if you like Western wear, then be true to that. Be true to whoever it is that you are. I say this all with one caveat. Rules of modesty and decorum and professionalism, those all apply. You have to have some taste. You have to have proper respect for the decorum of the courtroom. And this is not advice I'm giving for how clients should dress, which is a topic of a whole other talk. But I think what I learned that I thought, that I didn't know that I thought by talking to this law student is that I don't agree with what they tell you at CLEs about this sort of dialing yourself back. I think the most important part is be who you are. Be who you are with a client. Be who you are with a jury. Be who you are with a judge. And you'll connect. You'll build relationships. You'll probably win more. And so that's my story about giving unconventional advice. that is contrary to what you would hear at CLE Talks.